The build-up to corner Iran was going on for last about 30 days. Ever since the US naval forces moved from Venezuela into the Persian Gulf. The 3rd January operation, in which the US forces captured the Venezuelan president, the USS Gerald Ford and their aircraft carriers and frigates and their destroyers, their submarines moved in and around the Persian Gulf. Last about 2 weeks, there is a heavy build-up around 18 airfields and their bases around Iran. The back-end negotiations were on, wherein the Iranians were asked to comply with the US and Israeli mandate, wherein they wanted them to agree to drop their nuclear enrichment. They demanded Iran for a peaceful transition of leadership, wherein they wanted the Ayatollah Khamenei to be replaced by a person which is more amenable to Israel and US. They also wanted a few concessions and dismantling of a few agencies, which in all likelihood the Iranians would have not agreed.
Americans carried out Operation Midnight Hammer to support this cause. While that point of time also it was presumed that significant damage has been done to the nuclear program of Iranians, but it was not very clear that how long and how way ahead they were and how much they were able to save. What has emerged is that about 40 kgs worth of enriched uranium is already existing with Iranians, and they are at various stages of achieving their nuclear ambition. And therefore, this whole discussion talks which are happening, one was very sure that come what may, Americans may strike first or the Israelis may strike first. Somebody is going to carry out the strike. In fact, yesterday only when Iranian, the top leader, supreme leader has said that Iran is not going to compromise on its nuclear ambition, come what may. And he firmly shut the door yesterday when he took this line, while the talks were already on at various levels between the US and Iranians.
The visit of our Prime Minister to Israel in day before and the day prior to that was, I think so, a period which they were waiting for it to happen. And ever since our Prime Minister got in yesterday, the forces would have moved in.
Israelis have opened fire first, and this will, willing or not willing, Americans will have to follow the suit, because if Iran responds, there are enough American assets today in Israel and around Israel. The second carrier strike group is already positioned there. There will be certain degree of threat to the American assets, and they'll be compelled to join hands with Israel.
Now, what will happen after this preemptive strike, which occurred a few minutes ago, is that the Iranians would be ready to retaliate. The Iranians would attack all the US bases which are in and around Iran. Also, the Americans were pressurizing Pakistan to use their airspace to attack Iran from the eastern side, as most of the Iranian defenses are placed towards their west to cater for the Israeli strikes. Their air defense and other guns are less in numbers towards the east, which the Americans wish to exploit. So in my opinion, in the coming hours and days, the situation will unfold. The IRGC, whose intelligence agencies were now hit, would retaliate. The Israelis would have taken into confidence the Saudi and the Iraqis, the airspace which they overflew to come and attack Iran. So it is a collective kind of a pressure which these countries will now try to put on US and Israel to soften the effect. Iranians are a very competent force, and in last about 3 weeks, a huge amount of consignment through ships and the aeroplanes from Russia and China has come into Iran, and this will start to bear the effect in the coming hours.
Russia and China may be able to give technological support, intelligence, surveillance, and other kind of supports, but I don't think so. Russia has got the capacity and capability today to empower or enable Iran in this fight with America and Israel. In fact, a deal which has been signed or which is being under talks with Americans for Ukraine-Russia ceasefire, there has been intense talks going at that level. A lot of other level of economic interest have been joined hands with Russians. So I don't think so that today Russia will only provide material support and intelligence support, but not join hands directly.